My wish lists are a mile long, and if you can relate, I feel for you. In these videos, I share 3 books, 2 video games, and 1 reptile that I have currently on my wish lists. Before I get into the books, I realized that I've mentioned the word quest and I've mentioned page bound, and I've not really explained what that is. So, page bound is one of many book apps that tracks your what you've read, what you want to read, and there's some social aspects as well to it. There's forums for each book. So, like if you're reading a book and you're at a certain page, you can comment your thoughts on that page and you can see what other people are saying about it. It's a really good app. I would recommend it. I've tried a lot of them, and this one's the one I use the most, or I spend the most time with. So Pagebound has what they call quests that sometimes are created by the people that make the app. And there's different categories. It can be absolutely anything. It can be genre, it can be area of the world, it can be a lot of different things. And so what I've been doing to build my TBR, to be read list, is I go on Pagebound and I look at quests that are subjects or types that I would really like. And I get all my suggestions from there. So this first one comes from the Games and Trials quest on Pagebound, and it's called The Selection by Kira Cass. It's a series. I think there's 3 books in it, maybe. It is set in a futuristic monarchy, which is an interesting concept. So it's about a group of girls that are selected to try to woo over the prince, kind of like reality TV style. People say it's addictive, it's a super fun read, it's an easy concept. But people also say it's cliche and predictable, which I don't always mind. I don't mind predictable if it's written well. Same with romance books. People will be like, "What's your favorite trope?" Meaning, do you like grumpy sunshine? Do you like forced proximity? Do you like fake dating? And it's like, I don't have a preference. I've read all of them and I like any of them if they're written well. It's just that simple. So this book seems like, if I'm looking for a lighthearted read in between something heavy or like a thriller, I'll go for this one. I put it on my list to read in a couple of months, so we'll see how I like it. Okay, so the next one sounds super cool. It's called Ghost Wood Song by Erica Waters. And it's about a father who was convicted of murder, and his daughter has these magical powers where she can summon ghosts through playing her fiddle, which kind of sounds lame, but also maybe kind of cool. It's set in like a small southern town, and as she's trying to do this to exonerate her dad, she's also discovering all these secrets about this town. It sounds very interesting. I found this in the Tragic Love Queer Edition quest or list. I don't know which one it was because there's quests and lists. Lists can be made by anybody, and quests are like official from the app. I don't know which one it was, but it's from the Tragic Love Queer Edition. People like the atmosphere, they like kind of the original magic mechanics and the emotional depth. So those are all things that sound really good to me. The most common complaints people said was slow paced, which sometimes can be a big turnoff for me. It just depends on what mood I'm in. The slow pace and also that it gets too emotionally heavy, but that's probably not going to be a problem for me. So I'm putting this one to read later in the year. This sounds awesome. Probably I'll put it around October, maybe September, October, November, somewhere around spooky season. The next book is called Across the Nightingale Floor by Leon Hearn. It was in the Mythological World Tour quest on Pagebound. And this one is a young adult historical fiction book that is set in a society that's supposed to mimic feudal Japan. It's about a young boy who is taken by some sort of powerful lord, and then he's drawn into this world of political intrigue and turmoil and power struggles and everything like that. People like the rich, immersive setting, they like the slow burn romance, and the lyrical writing style. And honestly, the last one concerns me. Sometimes books are written a little bit too poetic for me. I'm not a big poem person. So we'll see how this is written to see if I actually end up reading this and finishing it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. It sounds interesting. Some people didn't like the slow pace and that it doesn't really focus on magical elements as much as people would like, but it's it's on the list. We'll see when I get around to it. So now on for the games. So in the past, I have just done Switch games because that's all I've had. I have a original Switch 1 that I love to death. But if you have a Switch 1 or you had a Switch 1, you know the struggle. You know that there are a lot of games that are ported to the Switch that just don't perform well. Or they're just made for consoles. They're just better for a mouse. Like the controls just aren't great on a controller. So in a couple of weeks, for my birthday, I'm getting a laptop that can play games on Steam, and I'm really excited about that. So now my wish list includes both games on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 and Steam. So the first game on my wish list is called Fireside Feelings, and this is not on Switch, I don't believe. It is going to be on Steam, and it's a cozy narrative-driven game where you're literally sitting around a fire and you're conversing with people. It's literally a game where you sit and reflect on life, which probably sounds boring to a lot of people, but I can see how this game would be really just relaxing and cozy for periods of time where you don't really want to have a game that takes a lot of brain power. It just seems very relaxing to me. I mean, some people found the gameplay very minimal, and I understand that. Narrative games don't have a lot of action. Sometimes you're literally not moving around, you're literally just pushing buttons and advancing the conversation. There's a time and a place for games like that. I have liked games like that, and there's other games that have fallen in the narrative category that I hated. It just kind of depends on how the game is, like what the concept is and the quality of it. And with narrative games, there's usually a lack of direction and there's not a clear like progression. Some people don't like that. Again, if I'm in the mood for a narrative game, that's just fine with me. This game sounds pretty good. I'll look forward to seeing what people review it as. This game looks pretty good. I will wait and see what people review it as. I don't think it's out yet, but I'm not quite sure. But Fireside Feelings is definitely a game I have my eye on. The other game I have my eye on is Madden 26. I am very bad at sports games, but I love sports, like so much. Madden is a game that I'm really bad at, but I absolutely love football. So it's coming to the Switch too. I think it might be Steam also, but it's coming to the Switch too, and I'm hoping it performs well on it. If not, I hope it's going to be on Steam and performs well there because I love me a good football game. Go Pack Go. And now for the reptile that's on my wish list. So today I decided to show you this female hypomelanistic stonewashed striped Bredl's python or Centralian carpet python. Love pythons. I have a boa and a colubrid, aka my milk, right now. So I would love to have one of each of the main categories. And python is the only one I don't yet have. I love carpet pythons. I think they're really cool looking. They get a very impressive size, especially these hypo stonewashed versions of the Bredl's pythons. I just love the coloring, how they're just red. They are just bright red. And of the carpet pythons, I think these ones are somewhere in the smaller side. Some of them, like the jungle carpets and the coastal carpets, get huge. Now, females probably are too big even in the Bredl's category, but I just love her. I mean, she's so pretty. There are boreal snakes, and so for an enclosure for them, you need taller than normal. I would say 3 to 4 feet tall for sure. There are boreal. They like hanging out in trees. They're very expensive, especially when you get morphs like this. And so it's one I want, but it's more like way down the line when I feel like I have the time and the resources and the space to have one of these. But absolutely love Bredl's pythons. I think they're gorgeous. I've seen one in person. That kind of sealed the deal for me. So there you have it. There are my 3 books, my 2 games, and my 1 reptile that are on my wish list right now. In the comments below, tell me something that's on your wish list. If you want to see all of my other wish list videos, I have a Wishlist Wednesday playlist, and I post these videos every other Wednesday. And until next time, have a great day.